Business on business. I like that. Welcome everyone to a little bit of business on business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we are in Hulse.
Yes. So this is Francesca Fiorentini.
And this is Rebecca Hulse.
Hi. And we're here to invite you to some of the conversations that we like to have about business.
Yeah.
Because, you know, for us, we're talking about this all the time, but we're having an unusual conversation.
Yeah. We do actually, because thank you for inviting me to do that. Because as you say, like for us it's usual, it's normal.
Yeah.
Like waking up and asking actually question how our business should look like, or our, like we work a lot in event and organization and development.
Yes.
And but what I realize when we talk with people, it's not so normal for them to.
No.
Yeah. So.
Well, I mean, even, you know, we're just having a conversation about one event that we're doing earlier, and we're going, you know, this could have been like a mistake as such. Like, this wasn't like we set up something in the wrong way, but instead of going, oh, it's a fuck up, we've made it wrong, how on earth are we going to fix it? Instead, we're going, okay, what can we do different?
Yeah.
And not having to function from the judgment of that, oh my God, I fucked up. And instead, and you know, it started with a vulnerable conversation too, of me going, hey, I just got new information here, so you need to know about what I did, because technically it's not now how we desire to create this.
And to go also more in the specific of that, like with a few words, with a few sentences you just say, like we could talk for hours. But
Absolutely.
that's true, like, because when we see that things are showing up not as we thought.
Not perfect, God damn it.
Exactly. Or other people that are working with us that might not be happy about what we're being, like.
Or they change, or you change, or.
And this is actually regarding if you are an employee or an employer. Like, it's either side. It doesn't really, because there is a moment when you cannot be happy about it. You cannot be happy about something as a term, and then something like 5 minutes ago I was cranky about something. I was like, seriously. And you just say a word, you just say a couple of sentences. We keep doing the same things.
Yes.
Looking for the same result. That's one. That's,
you know, Albert Einstein's definition of insanity: doing the same thing over and over again and expecting something different.
And the willingness also to look at, fine, okay, so all the crankiness what if there is no crankiness? And what if you allow yourself to be cranky for 5-10 minutes? It's fine.
Yeah, it's almost better than suppressing it. Like, as women, ladies, we're talking about us.
Yeah, exactly. Like, better to let it be. And at the same time with intelligent and with being clever with that, because what I learned, instead of directing the crankiness to someone else, or
which is so tempting.
Yeah, it's very tempting. Take the phone, call in, or start
what are you doing?
Start an email or sending a text about it. Just like leave it, be it, and ask a question. In Access Conscious, that's one of the things we do constantly. It's really asking a question of, okay, for me, one of the best is like, okay, what is right about this I'm not getting? And if you've been already familiar with Access, that might be one of the questions you've been hearing a lot, but it's very simple, because things showing up in a way, not because they show up or they happen to us.
Yeah.
We create it. In both ways.
And that is so confronting.
Yeah.
I was watching a movie last night, like Brutal.
Brutal?
Yeah, it can be. It can be really brutal to hear that, hey, you're the one that's created your shit. You're also the one that's created all of your brilliance.
Yeah, yeah.
None of that happened to you.
And at the same time, when we get there, instead of looking at this, this brutal moment, it's also it's a release for me. Yeah. Most of the time, because like if you're
cathartic.
If you're honest with you, that's actually me.
Yeah, like it sets you free.
It set me free. Yeah. Thank you. She speaks English brilliant.
I'm a translator. Alla Francesca. Private translator.
Ciao, Rebecca.
Ciao.
And most of the time we go in all the justification, right?
Yes.
Or the reason, look, no, because this is happening. I'm not creating. I was talking with a friend this morning at the airport, and the fact that, like, we always go in the justification of I haven't been creating because I was too busy with that, or I haven't been. What if it's not about what you haven't been, what you haven't created? It's mostly about, okay, from now on, this is the start point.
Yeah.
Every moment is the start point, you know, ground zero. What you want to create. And I know that creation is such a big word for most of the people.
And very esoteric.
Yeah, exactly. Like, doesn't have, and I don't know if you say
like
this
a tangible thing.
Yeah, it's not tangible, right? And must sometimes hate this word too. People like, what do you mean about creating?
What the fuck is creating?
Yeah, it's the fact that what if there is no bad moments in the past? Like, you don't create your future based on the past. You really create it from the choice that you make here.
For you, and for me, yes, yeah, that's something that, you know, not many people choose. They prefer to constantly refer back to, oh, but when I did this like this, it created this. When I talked to this person, they didn't like it. When I did this, it created this. They're constantly using your past experiences as your way forward. And now this isn't to discount all the wonderful things you've learned and you've done and you've chosen, and because, you know, every time you make a choice you get some awareness, like you're like, oh shit, that's what that does. But this is really like, yes, have that information, but also don't let that taint your future.
No.
Don't let that not open the door for you or let you from choosing something that is unknown for you.
It's also like talking about, and we go from one side to the other. That's like the conversation, but it's true. Like, experience. If I will, like, I don't know you, Rebecca, but you are very young, right? Yeah. Very young. Yeah. I'm all the time I think she's 18, but she's not.
No.
But still, like, from a category, you know, like point of view of, you know, the rules in the workspace.
Yeah.
You are having a role in your, you know, in your life and in your job that might be actually for someone that is more my age, or actually older than, like, you know, that's true.
Yeah.
But so based on your experience, years wise, how you write, like, you don't have 20 years of experience in what you're doing, but we look at reference of your capacity on what you know.
Yes.
It's much bigger and greater than most of the people that have been behind a desk for 30 years.
Yes.
And that's actually happened to me at the same time. So how many of you is like, I don't have an university degrees.
Like, I have a diploma in commercial dance. It's very helpful.
Yeah. I've been a very young mom, and, you know, working in business since I was a young kid, because my parents were in businesses.
Yeah.
So what has been like, most of the time people ask me, how have you been creating your career? I was like, oh, do I really have a career? That's like, okay, yes, I have a career. Yes, you are a businesswoman, a woman on career. I don't really see myself like that.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like.
But yet you have a very fancy title.
Yeah.
Like Coordinator for Access Consciousness.
Yeah, it's,
you know,
a very
technically
fancy.
we could put you with like the right at the top of the hierarchy if we have
hierarchy. That's what
hierarchy.
But like every time I've been seeing myself in a role or in a position.
Yeah.
I there was like a sort of stop energy for me. Like no. That's definition.
Yeah. Well, it's also like you put limitations on yourself of what you can and can't do, or you should or shouldn't do based on your role.
Exactly.
Instead of, you know, in Access Consciousness, we talk about being a leader means going where you know that you need to go and inviting others along the way, but not expecting them to come with you.
Yeah. And at the same time, whatever has been your past, whatever has been your experience, and bring them with you. It's so fun. Like, how many times, like for you as well, like a professional dancer, you can apply all the job, all the hard work you're doing to, on what you're doing now. I know it doesn't really make sense, but it's part
but you
of
bring the energy with you, because I mean, like, it doesn't matter your job or what you've been or done before, because those are just, it's almost like it's technique.
Yeah.
So it's just the expression of how it pours out of you. But your choices, your thought process, if you even have one, your way of going about things is what you bring with you with everything. So if you've learned, in, let's say, just because it is my background in a professional dance career, you learn about preparation and rehearsal and the process of building something. You learn about what things you need to know and be and do all the time.
Yeah.
You learn about dedication and how to do things that are uncomfortable, or if you're in pain, or how to get through things. You learn how to get through things, and you learn how to be in the public eye.
Yeah.
And so all of those things, while if you go dance career, leader in the worldwide company for personal development, two different worlds, but if you look at those 4 different elements, those will be with me no matter what I do.
Yeah.
And so what if you start to look at, especially if you consider yourself a flaky person, or someone that hasn't necessarily been able to hold down a job or have a steady career, what if you instead look at don't worry about the techniques that you've learned, because technique is technique. You can learn it. It just takes practice and a bit of time to get the lingo, or the whatever that way of doing it is. But what is it that you will bring to everything?
What's your really specialty in a way?
What's your way of going about things that no one else has?
Yeah. And thank you for that, because then I haven't really learned a technique in a way, but if I look from the other side, like myself being a very young mom, and getting married with an older man, and we didn't have really a lot of money, but a business. So I remember I was 19 years old, pregnant, going on the bank to ask for a mortgage. A loan. And at 90 years, I have a 22, 23 years old daughter. I will not see her on the bank now talking, but I never talked with in a bank before that time, and I was able to. At the point that I remember the director of the bank always want to talk with me and not with my husband, because there was a capacity I had of seeing things. And I, it was like he told me, you have a kindness of, looking at things without being pushy, that I will give you everything. I was
she still has that.
But it's funny how I was judging myself at that time, because coming from a background, my family that we never had money problem. So going through banks, going through debts, going through, oh my God, I don't have money, I was seeing that as a very big weakness. But actually looking at that now, wasn't really, because I've been able to create with anything. I didn't have anything tangible, but still, the fact of never quit, never really give up on that, and asking at the moment, at that time I remember I was keep asking, okay, who else and what else can really I was helping us, on our business, and few ideas was a little bit more difficult, because I thought was difficult than now, because I wasn't actually really trusting me as much.
That's always a good handicap.
Exactly. The fact of because when you trust you, and you guys, and if you're listening now, you will listen in the future, and you really recognize your capacity and the brilliance, what if you don't have to look at anyone else, how things have been done, or how other things are created? I was very much more referring to others, to my family, to my sister, my brother, they are more successful than me. I was actually hiding my necessity of money. It was funny, because I was hiding, everyone was seeing it. I was just going under the sun and cover my head.
Close my eyes, I'm invisible.
They will not see me, instead of actually being it. But so now I really acknowledge how brilliant I was at the time. At that time I was just judging. So actually the judgment was,
because that's always fun.
But also was keep things so slow. That That's the point. Yeah.
And that's the thing. We think if we worry, we think if we work hard, we think if we doubt, we think if we be negative that it's going to work better.
Yeah.
Instead of just drop the cynicism.
Wow.
About everything, about yourself, about what's going on. Like, you can still, you know, in New York you talk about having a sense of realness. Which is hilarious to me, because some people have it and then some people just use it as their facade for being absolutely depressing and negative. And I'm like, okay, you know, whatever you want to choose. But, you know, you can still acknowledge what is actually going on.
Yeah.
We're not talking about sugarcoating here.
No.
You're just seeing the bright side of life. But how much do we tend to just go for what sucks and what's negative and focus on that instead of being willing to see all facets?
Exactly. And also it's so amazing also looking at all the different parts.
Yeah.
Really, like, because when you're willing really to, maybe I don't like taxes, I don't like finances, I don't, you know, oh my God, my emails are, or I don't want to put my face out, or
whatever that is.
You have an amazing branding, but you are a bit scared to present it to the world, and if you're willing to look at that negative part that comes up, look at, and cry as much as you can. Do it. Like, you know, as we were talking before, like being cranky.
Yes.
Be it, leave it.
It's okay.
Fully, it's fine.
Don't go call someone, like, unless they're a really good friend and you can say, hey, I need to be cranky right now. Can I call you and can you help me? Preface your explosion with a little, you know, nice little
You might do some
sign.
boxing, you know, like some exercise. Or
Poor guy. But, you know, like, it's okay to let it out.
Yeah. Let it
and
out.
I get it. It's so not easy. Like, Francesca came to me the other day and was like, excuse me, would you like to ask for some help? And I was like, no, no fucking way. But I'm learning too.
Yeah, of course. All we do all the time.
Exactly.
But, and so, like, leave it and look at the different parts and leave that negativity, as you say, that we were talking, as much as you want. For me, there is a moment when you will get tired of that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Like,
oh yeah, you get sick of yourself.
Like, so then it's the moment of, oh, things can be different. Yeah. You can change anything. That's what, me too, it was like long time, years and years between joy and sadness.
Well, you're Italian too, so
of
you can
course.
have a great Dios mio.
Exactly. So, but then now looking at how I'm able to deal, quote unquote, with things. Actually, I don't even deal anymore in the same sense, but dealing,
But you're willing to deal with it all.
Yeah, I'm willing, and I'm the only thing I don't really like anymore to be cranky or sad for longer than what is really required, 5-10 minutes, an hour, whatever. But because for me it's more like no more the why. You know, because how many times we ask for why, right, Rebecca?
Yes.
Like, oh my God.
Why did this happen?
Why? Yeah.
Why are we doing this?
Yeah, why I don't have money? Why that person? Why they don't invite me? Why I'm not part of something?
Why really sounds like whining.
Yeah,
to me.
whining. Exactly.
Because I get it. You can have questions, but the why is only looking for the story. It's not really looking for clarity. Like,
and surely you know why. You don't have to ask. Those whys are more like, I remember once a friend of mine gave me this example. It was like, oh, so you go in a party, you go to find your friends, like, you know, and hanging out, and you park your car outside. And when you finish, like a couple of hours later, you get out and you don't find anymore your car. If you start keep asking, why my car has been stolen, why, will make your car get back.
No.
So if you actually look at, okay, so what else happened here? Like, you know, maybe let's call the police, maybe I park in the wrong way, or call the police, look, my car is no more here, or whatever. Like, keep asking the question, like, what else is possible? What can I be here to have my car back? Or keep asking for more information about it. That's the point that will change it. Yes. Because then otherwise I can choose, oh my God, you have been so stupid, you have been parking there, or you have been leaving your car open. No, well, before we get out of the car, we were discussing, so I was distracted. So there is all these justification things around, instead of looking at, okay, this happened. And I know it's not fun things. If you go out and you don't find your car, that's not fun. And you can change anything, actually. Yeah.
I also think it's very funny that you're Venetian and you're telling a story about a car.
Actually, I was talking about the gondola I'm talking.
Okay. Where's my boat?
It's always
not quite
my boat.
the same relatable story.
No, it seems like people will figure it out. Oh my god, a yacht? Is she talking about a yacht?
Yes, her boat is missing. We're looking for it.
Yeah, cool. So the why doesn't, and we know the why. We know the reason. We know what, in the deepest of us, we know exactly why things showed up or why we create it.
Yes.
And most of the time we don't want to be honest with us.
What?
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah.
It's too harsh. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's where, like, yes, we talked about being really candid with you, that brutal honesty with you in the beginning, but that's where you have to pair it with dropping your judgments of you. Yeah. Like, yeah, because having the honesty and then having the judgment, like, what a combo. That's what we call a shit sandwich, kids.
Yay! A shit sandwich.
Exactly. Or, you can be willing to have some kindness with you, allowance of you, because, like, aren't we judging everything enough anyway? Do we really need any more judgment in the world? I think we're good.
I think we got it.
I think we've got this covered. Like, for our entire generation's quota. Yeah. Already filled up. It's done, dusted. Yeah. This is just overflow at this stage. So what if drop the judgment and start looking at those things that you may not have wanted to confront, to handle, to look at, to see in yourself? You might actually find that there's something brilliant in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
And look at also your judgment that you have, and most of the time, the good judgments are the ones that actually stop you the most. Yeah. Excuse me. Whatever you have been defined.
Yes.
Like, putting in your...
This is who I am. This is what's good about me.
Yeah. At least. Yeah.
Which it comes from a facade instead of acknowledging, like, if I was more saying things like, yeah, I can be a powerful creator. That's more of an acknowledgement rather than I'm the best person at creating ever. Like, that's more of a judgment, and you can see how that could get me caught up in different things. But we do this all the time. We try to define and solidify and make stuck in a way all the things that we think are good. Yeah,
at least like so we can
so we can figure it out.
Exactly. And they make us feel like comfy in a way. Yeah.
But when we're comfy, we don't get to have all the change, the possibilities, the different things show up that you couldn't have if you weren't willing to have a few more questions in your world.
And we were talking like, how the word is changing, and it has changed. Yeah. I was in the car before coming here because I have a driving license, even if I'm in Venice. And there was like we talk about kindness, we talk about being in comfort or being in discomfort, and when you are in the discomfort, there is this possibility like going out of your comfort zone, right? Yeah. And that's where you basically break a shell. We have like a lot of layers of shells apparently, in a way. Yes. Yeah, so break one and then you break the second one and you break...
Basically you're a Russian doll. No, we're kidding.
We do.
I saw this little meme inside today where it was like, like if I was the therapist and you were the Russian doll, it was like, we're trying to access your inner child's inner child's inner child is inner child. It's like, now take off all your shells.
I am the emoji like that. Oh. Yeah, we actually work. I think what we do is vice versa, from the small and and the biggest. Then I was listening to the radio, and they were like, there is this sort of campaign of mood cards, like being kinder. I was like, what is that? Like, we are in Australia, so it's more like to empower kids and people to go against, like not against, like to change the people that bully and stuff, like just give a card to someone and to inspire them to be kind and kind. And I was like, oh, wow, at the radio. And I was like, that's cool. Like, we have been talking about this for long.
Yeah.
So there is a sort of a global movement
Yeah.
an awakeness, right? Of something different is really required,
Yeah.
right?
Consciousness might actually be cool, kids.
Yeah, it's really, what is consciousness? Whoa.
That's like a whole nother
Yeah.
hour's conversation.
It's so good. Like when I was start Access Consciousness, I've been doing so many other modalities
Yeah.
and religions and things, but consciousness is not something that it's from today.
It's not a method.
It's not. It's like
It's not something that's
I
a
would
how.
say this conglomeration of like ages and like changes of people in the past too. That's why we are here. So like embracing them all and really. Oh, yesterday we were in this event with Dr. Dane here, the co-founder of Access Consciousness, and he basically gave us a tip to put in our calendar a reminder of every day.
What was it? No, we have to get out the phones.
Do what works for you.
With
Do
consciousness.
Exactly. Do just what works for you with consciousness. Like, I put it on the calendar right away. Because how many times we actually do things based on anyone else's desire, and then we actually have, it's a really, I talk about feelings because it's also your body start like, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this. So what if you are, you know, and you do.
And you actually, because I mean, it's so easy to look at what everyone else wants, desires, requires, needs, doesn't like, doesn't want, like, that's easy. But looking at you, what works for you, what you want to do, what you want to be, what you want to create, now that's a different conversation.
And you can take one question at a time that Rebecca just said, because I got it, like most of the time you hear these questions. I remember myself long time ago, I felt like, oh my God, I put my shoulder on the wall. Oh, I don't have any back doors here. You can just play with that.
Just
like
pick one thing
at a time and write it down, or while you are in the shower, while you're driving, or in the metro, you know, like in a park, reading, like just play with it once a time. What if there is no like a timeout, or we don't have a deadline? You choose it, whatever works for you.
When it works for you, what works for you.
Yeah, just what works for you.
So that's a small conversation on business to us. As you may have noticed, business isn't just business.
No.
So I'm Rebecca Hulse.
I'm Francesca Fiorentini.
And we hope you like hearing about this. If you want to see more, you can go to accessstorybusiness.com. Thanks, guys.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Grazie, Francesca.
Ciao.